Hi, this is Penny once again, and today I am fortunate to be talking to a friend of mine, Grace Chivell from Melbourne, Australia. We met when we became part of the mastermind group organized by our friend Ken from Malaysia. So, Grace, could you introduce yourself, what you're doing, what your job is, and what you are passionate about as well?
Oh, goodness me. We could be here forever talking about what I'm passionate about.
I'm sure. Yes.
Okay, so I am certified Jack Canfield trainer as well, like you, Penny. That's how the mastermind group got together, and that's how me and Penny and I met. We met through the mastermind group, which was created by Ken Lowe, which is going very well, by the way, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and so I'm a life coach, certified trainer, and also a best-selling author. I co-authored a book with Jack Canfield back in 2016. That's it back there.
Oh, yeah.
And I achieved a Quilly Award for that as best-selling author status, which was really exciting. And now I've actually started a podcast which is based on a Jack Canfield success principles. I've done a few variations, but basically that's what it is. It's called Your Road to Success.
Mm-hmm.
The actual book is called The Road to Success, but I changed the podcast to Your Road to Success. It's like I'm talking to so when somebody listens to the podcast, I'm only talking to them. It's a much better way to do it. So I've been spending a lot of time on that. It's I know if for anybody out there that listens to podcasts, it might sound like it's quite easy to do. You just record and put it out there, but boy, is it not. It's really not like that at all. It's not like that at all. So creating all the content, organizing the episodes, recording and editing. Editing is very, very long-winded and hard to do. But you've got to have the right software and all that sort of thing. So, but that's going well. I think 5 episodes are out already. Yes, so they come out every Monday morning. So that's called Your Road to Success. I'm really excited about that. I really enjoy creating it because I'm actually having a bit of a refresher on certain things as well, on some of the success principles. Some things I'll, talk about and you have a refresher on, and then, I forgot about that, because you can't remember everything. So, I'm really enjoying creating it. Comes out every Monday, and there'll be about 23 episodes so far. I think there'll be about 23 in the first series. And after that, I might do the second series. I might interview some people, some successful people on how they got to where they are now and telling me a little bit about their story. So you've actually inspired me, Penny. I might with your interviewing, people on LinkedIn, which is and putting it on your YouTube channel as well. So that's really good. So I'm going to think about that. Thank you, Penny, for giving me that idea. Seeing where a lot of us are in isolation, so we need to use that time. It's a valuable time. People are looking at it. Oh, I'm stuck at home, but you know what? You really have to look at what's the opportunity in this ISO, as they call it, ISO now. It's hashtag ISO. I think you really have to look at the opportunity in that. What are you going to do with that time? Mm-hmm. And look at it in a more positive way. What's something that I can do that's valuable, whether it's for you or for somebody else? Mm-hmm. I think that's really important because a lot of people are sort of not very happy and they're not doing E plus R equals O, put it that way, right? They're not responding in the right way. So I'm using a lot of that time to go ahead in my in my podcast and do episodes in advance. That way I'll be more organized and do it that way. So wow. We're I always think of the movie The Sound of Music when
I love
Julie, oh, it's the best. I went to Austria. I did the tour. It was lovely. When Julie Andrews says, I can't remember who she says it to, but she says, where God closes a door, somewhere he opens a window.
Yeah.
So he's closed the door, all right.
Yeah.
But,
Literally close the door.
But you've got to look for the opportunities. Nobody's going to come to you and just give you an opportunity. You've got to look at it. And as we say in one of the success principles, you've got to take action.
Yeah, take action.
So, yeah, that's right.
And so do you still go out? Are you in lockdown, or do you still go out?
We're not in lockdown. No.
Oh, you are not.
I don't know. Well, you're allowed to go to work. Only the essential businesses. Go for medical reasons. You can go shopping, and there's something else which I can't think of. But yeah. But yeah, it's not total lockdown. No.
So do you go to work?
Yes, I've got a small part-time job, and I'll go because it's an essential service. So I'll go to work. I'll just go to work. I come home and I do my podcast.
Oh, okay. So you're not a nurse or a doctor, are you?
No. I work in banking.
Okay.
So banking. So there's obviously the medical profession. The takeaways are still open. Hospitals, doctors, obviously. If you want a blood test, that sort of thing. The banking sector is still open in normal hours. Yeah, it's possible they may change the hours in the future, but at this stage, we're open. And unless one of the staff members gets sick, they will close a branch. So, at this stage, everything's normal, really. For me, it seems normal. I'm still going there, coming home.
Is there traffic? Traffic. Is there cars on the road?
It's beautiful. It's it's a terrible thing to say, but no, the traffic look, Melbourne is a very high populated place now, and there's a lot of traffic, and they're doing a lot of works on the roads. But the traffic now is it's definitely reduced, but it's still sort of busy. So you can imagine when it's back to normal how busy it is, And I'm further out though. I'm not near the city, so I don't suffer too much from the city traffic. But we're sort of semi-rural where we are, so we're blessed. We're blessed that way. But
you're in banking sector, essential worker, because we need money. We need money.
Yeah, well, you know what? You need money. That's it.
And especially
we're trying to teach people how to use online services, the ATMs, because they're smart ATMs now. They can do so many things that the tellers can do as well. So I'm just slowly, especially the elderly, it's hard for them, but a lot of them don't have family to do their banking for them, so they have to come out, and that's really hard. So I've helped quite a lot of them. I've taught quite a lot of them how to use the online services and that sort of thing. So, but the traffic, definitely, it's very, very quiet in the banks, but still people coming out because there's certain things you have to do,
Yep.
So,
I remember this morning I went out, I went to the ATM machine.
Yeah.
And the person in front of me was I think about 6 feet away from the ATM. And I was about 3 feet away from her. I don't know, more than 3 feet, 4 feet away from her. And the person next to me was saying, "Isn't it just 1 meter?" I said, "The farther, the better, isn't it?"
Yeah, farther the better. That's right.
Farther, the better. Now that you're teaching people how to be doing doing the online banking, and you doing online on your podcast, what do you think? I was just reading an article before talking to you on the new normal. What will it be post-COVID? What do you think will it be post-COVID?
What, with regards to banking or anything else?
In general.
Yeah, I think we're going to be a bit more cautious in life. It's only natural. It's just going to be human behavior. We're just going to be very, very cautious. But I also think that this has given us a lot of time to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, a lot of people have sat down and reflect. Probably some haven't, but I think it's given us time to really sit down and reflect and think about everything that we do have, and be grateful for everything we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, things happen. Bad things happen all the time. But when we think about it, if you think about your life up until this day, we have survived everything that's happened to us. So there's a lot of bad things that have happened. You know, every individual has had something bad happen to them, maybe not. But I think we've got to look at it, reflect, and be grateful for what we've got, and think about, okay, I've lost my job. What's the opportunity? What can I do now? What am I good at? It's one of my episodes.
Oh, have you released it already?
Sorry?
Have you released that podcast already?
Yeah, I think so. I don't actually talk about COVID, but I'm just about, it's probably, I think it's discovering your purpose, your life purpose. So I'm looking over there because I've got a list of them.
I'll look for it.
So when you're discovering your life purpose, what are you good at? What do your friends say you're good at? Ask your friends. Tell them to write down, description of how would they describe it? Penny, how would your friends describe you? So, so you'd ask your friends, all that sort of thing. And then you come up slowly, you dwindle down and you think, gee, you know what? I'm really good at this. Okay. How could I, monetize that? Where do I start? What organization would I ask? What person that's already in the industry, what would I ask them? Could I ask them, how did they get into it? What do they do? Could they give me a name or a phone number to investigate that? So there's always a way around something. I don't like to jump over the barrier. I like to go around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what.
Again, what are you passionate about? It's your podcast. It's this.
Yeah, my podcast, and I really want to help people. And you know what I was going to say to you? Thank you for bringing it up, because you know how your little motto is that you want to save 100,000, inspire 100,000 Filipino lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to say 100,000 lives. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but as Jack says, you don't need to know the whole. You don't need to see the whole road.
Yeah.
Just a little step at a time.
Yeah. So just know the what and the how will show up.
And the how will show up. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to start doing that as well, because if I don't have a goal of how many, I don't know how many. You need to have an end goal.
Yes.
So what's the date that you've got, the end date for your goal for the 100,000 lives?
It's supposed to be 2020. Actually, it's supposed to be 2019, but I think I'm way past that now. I don't know how to keep track anymore. It's
so do you go to the workshops and go and count every person?
Yeah, I used to do that, but now they'd say, I heard you from somebody, so hard to keep track. But still counting through the person and people watching this conversation, and and I always say, you know this, I say 100,000 today, 1 million tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? As many people as possible. That's what I think.
Still Filipinos, because we're a third world country.
Yeah, yep. So I just want to inspire as many people as possible, and teach them the principles, and give them an understanding, because when you go through everyday life and you talk to people and they're complaining and they're blaming, and now that you know the success principles, you're like, no, you're not responding the right way. You're not helping the situation. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I look back and I think, oh yeah, I used to do that, and even some of my colleagues still do that, and I don't get involved too much in it. But yeah, you've actually got to respond in a more positive way, and then more positive things will come. Will gravitate towards you.
Yes. So the way you respond, as you said, is the way that things will be given, well, not given, but will respond to you. The outcome will be what your response
Yeah,
is.
because people are, as I've said before, it's a natural response from human behavior. We will complain and, complain about the team losing, or, complain about the spouse. But the more you complain, the more you're going to get to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going to react to you complaining. Therefore, you're going to get more negativity. So, yeah. So that's why I respond in a different way now. It's so soothing, and I get a much better response back.
So it's the way you respond will determine what outcome we have, right?
What outcome? Yeah, we've got to change the response to change the outcome. And
Yes.
and it is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but I think in the end it all works out.
Okay. Yeah, I remember what Jack said in the interview. The event is COVID. So how do you respond to COVID? You can respond to it with fear. You can respond to it as an opportunity, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And responding with fear is really only making it worse. And everybody's anxious and upset, and and there's a lot of things that you can do to reduce that or eliminate it. Like there's meditation, there's yoga. Go for a walk if you're allowed to. I don't know. You've got your exercise bike. I saw that before.
Yeah, it's here. Where is it? There's the bike.
That's awesome.
There's the bike. So the bike, we couldn't go to indoor cycling. The bike came to us. They loaned us the bikes.
That is amazing. See,
Crazy.
there is so much goodness in people. See what comes out of this. I think a lot of good will come out of it. I know a lot of bad things have happened. That's obviously, it's very sad. But I think in the end, there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of it, because people are going to change their view on things.
Exactly.
Exactly. They might start growing their own veggies in the back garden. We already do that. My zucchinis are huge. They're this big. Anyway, actually, my husband's zucchinis, not mine. He's the outdoor person. I'm more of the indoor girl. Yeah. So I think everybody will just change their view on things and be more grateful about what they have. Not worry too much about the material things. I think that's what'll happen.
Yeah,
it's probably happening already.
Mm-hmm. So your day hasn't changed. You still go to work. You do your podcast. You prepare for your podcast. How is it like? Tell me about the podcast. How is it? Because we've talked about this. You having a podcast. Is it difficult?
I actually didn't know a lot about podcasts. I for the last couple of years, I've wanted to do one, but didn't know how to. So I did some research, and there's a lovely lady in Sydney called Rachel Corbett, and she's been in radio for quite some time, and she's also got a podcast on how to make a podcast. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I followed her, and I went through that podcast, and then now she's got an online course. So you can actually go onto the online course if you want and learn more in detail about the equipment you need, the software you need for editing, all these little tips and tricks, and about how to insulate the room. You can't be in a room with floors or a lot of metal, because the sound will bounce off it. So there's a lot of different, so many. I can't even tell you how many things there are you have to know. But anyway, I went through the course, and she was wonderful. And so shout out to Rachel Corbett. Yeah, and since that's how it happened. I did the whole course and learnt all the equipment I had to buy. This is one.
Wow, yeah, such a
This
big
is the
mic.
road. Yeah, this is the road podcaster. Yeah, so it's a lot of work. It is, because what I did first before I started recording, I messed around with it, played around with editing and everything. Then I outlined every episode. So basically, it's each principle. I didn't do all of them, but yeah. And then I did the stories around it. I used some of Jack's. Hope he doesn't mind. Hi, Jack. I did all that first, and then I started recording. So I thought, once I got all that, I'm a bit like that. I like to organise little blocks.
Yeah.
And I'm very visual. So I've got my vision board up there right ahead of me. So when I sit here, I look at it. I talk about vision boards as well. Yeah, so once I do that, then I just record each week. And sometimes I do 2 episodes a week, and then they only come out every week. So I'm a little bit in advance. But yeah, basically the first one is about taking 100% responsibility for your life and your results, which is the main principle. Although I changed the title. And then decide what's your life purpose, then decide what you really want, believe in yourself, and then the law of attraction. Tonight, after I speak to you, I'll be recording about the power of goal setting, which is my favorite subject. I love goal setting, especially since we found out from Jack how to actually set a goal.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how people just don't know how to set a goal, do they? They'll go, okay, I want to lose 10 kilos. That's not a goal, is it? Is it, Penny?
It's not smart. It's not smart. And
No.
it has to be smarter.
Yeah, that's right. It's how much by when. So, yeah, you got to be more specific. So, specific as you can.
Yeah. So, one of the things that people say, and I keep on asking this, is how can I set, so hard to set goals. We talked about this as goal setting. How much do you want to earn for this year? Pavel, one of our mastermind group members, had a figure in mind. But with this thing happening, how can you even set goals? You don't know what post-COVID will be.
Yeah, that's right. But as you said before, you don't need to know how that's going to happen. You're worrying about how it's going to happen.
Yes.
So
you sound like my coach.
That's what I am. Yeah. So basically, set the goal. The how will show up out of the commitment to the what. So by taking action, I really believe the affirmations, visualizations at night, feeling the feelings, that it's already been achieved. You're halfway there.
Yeah. Okay. So setting the goal, not worrying, not thinking about the how.
No. And it's very hard to do that because people think, how the hell is that going to happen? How the hell am I going to get a brand new car? Well, things happen, things change. The universe will change and change its alignment and gravitate towards you. But the thing is that you need to take note of the opportunities that are presented in front of you. Because a lot of people don't realize that an opportunity is presented to them and they don't grab it by the horns and go, oh, okay, that's the reason. So I'm going to take the opportunity, and this person asked me, I'm going to say yes. So that's another thing, that because there's a certain energy that comes with that opportunity, which Penny. I know I'm preaching to the community, I know. But yeah, so a lot of people sort of go, no, they don't take that opportunity, and then it's lost.
Yes.
So that's really important. Yeah.
Okay. So goal setting, even if you don't know the how will show up, which is very difficult. I remember having talked to my coach is Australian, by the way. Having talked to my Australian coach, and every time we talk about the goals, and I said, I can't imagine how I'm going to do that. There you go again, Penny. You're asking how. Don't ask the how. Don't ask the how. And she's not even a Canfield Certified Trainer. She has
the way I think of it is, I'm putting in my order. So you're writing down your order in your little book or you're on your vision board. That's my order. Okay. Like you're ordering something at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to think of it that way.
Okay. And now that you've mentioned McDonald's, I remember I need to order pizza for my children.
Oh my God.
So Grace, given the situation now, the worldwide, it's a worldwide pandemic, and they have said also that we are in a global recession. So things will change, obviously. So what advice can you give to people like many others who ask the how and don't know how to move forward? Since you are a coach as well, how do we advise them? What do you say to them so that they can move forward?
Yeah, it's hard. It depends on the situation, I guess.
Like, I lost my job. What do I do?
Yeah.
And I was just talking to an HR person last night, chatting with an HR person last night, and she was saying, our company is looking at laying off 1,000 people. Wow. So what will they do? And in the US, I think they have more than 10 million unemployed.
I know.
So what can we do to it? What coaching or advice can we give them given this very difficult situation that we have now?
Yeah. I think again it goes back to what I said about, they really need to. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say that to somebody that's lost their job. It's easy for us to say this is what you need to do, but whether they take it on board is another thing.
Yeah.
See, here in Australia, obviously the government's, giving out funds for people, fortnightly payment like a salary.
Mm-hmm.
But other countries are going to be, it's obviously different. See, here they've decided to give you your fortnightly pay.
Wow.
Yeah.
First
Certain
world
criteria.
country.
Yeah, it's different here. It's hard to say because I don't know what the situation, the details of the situation over there, but they really need to think about, what you would say is like, what do they really want to do?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've got clients that lost their jobs. I've got quite a few clients that are flight attendants and a couple of pilots. Now, one of them worked for Qantas. He's lost his job, but he wasn't complaining. He goes, no, it's fine. I'll get a job at one of the supermarkets warehouses. So he applied to a few places because one of the supermarkets was putting on thousands of jobs. So because it was so busy. So he actually came in to see me today. And he said, "Oh, Grace, just to let you know, I got a job there at that supermarket, doing the online orders. People are ordering online now for the supermarket." Yep. So he was happy, but he took action to get a job. Mm-hmm. So the fact is that you can't sit at home brooding about it, and that's the worst thing you can do. Yeah. And it's hard for some people because I can understand that would be really upsetting because they feel that they've lost everything and they can't function. But they need to find it. They need to find it. And I don't know. See, I don't know what the situation is in the Philippines or, like, can you still apply for jobs or, here there's still some, opportunities, still a lot of people out of work. But the government is assisting, but I don't know what it is in other countries. But it's
the government is trying to assist.
Yeah,
but we're not a rich country, so it's very, very difficult as well.
Yeah,
but everyone's trying to help out.
Yeah, that's right.
All we can do.
You know what? Mm-hmm. We're all human, and we all help each other, and good thing, as I said, good things will come out of this. But it's hard to say to somebody like that, oh, well, you got to set a goal, you got to do this, you know what I mean? It's not going to make sense to them. So it's really sitting down, having a long conversation. I would go into detail about, you know, changing the structure of their mindset. Instead of thinking of it as a negative thing, it might be that it's a positive thing, that it's an opportunity for you to do something different now. It's a new chapter in your life.
Yep. A new chapter. This is a new
chapter.
Beginning. Yes. I hope this will never happen again in our lifetime.
I reckon.
Yeah. In fact, we didn't even see this coming.
No. Never would have thought.
Yeah. Never would have we have thought that this would happen all at the same time to all of us.
Yeah, this year's been terrible, really. We had the Australian bushfires, and now this. So
I think it's not just for Australia, for many places. Many places. It's been a difficult year, but a lot of opportunities, as you said.
Yeah.
So think of it as an opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's the moral of the story of this episode, that we have to think of it as an opportunity. And some people might say, well, yeah, okay, all right. But if you really sit down, get a piece of paper and a pencil and write down a few things that you think that you can do.
Okay.
Things that you're really good at, things that you're passionate about. That's the key thing. Something you're passionate about. You know, you want to, instead of, you know, doing that, you might want to be a life coach like us.
Yeah.
It could be anything, you know. But you've got to go out there, and if you don't know anything about it, you got to go out there and ask people about it. You might have to do a short course to learn about it, but only you can do it.
Yes. If you put your mind on it, you can really do it. You can achieve it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know anything about podcasting. Absolutely zero I knew. Now I think I'm a bit of an expert.
Good on you.
Yeah, so that's just an example. If you want to do a certain thing, you might have to go out and learn about it. That's great. Go and do that. Then you can go from there.
Okay, I think our eavesdroppers, the people who listen to our conversation, we learn a lot from what you mentioned. I know that a lot of us talk about how do we respond to this situation of COVID, and obviously all of us would want to come out of this first alive and a better version of ourselves.
That's right.
And learning a lot from this situation.
Yes, I think we will become better and we'll grow. I think we'll grow as people, because we never would have thought this would have happened in our lifetime. You hear about, you read about the history of, the plague and all this sort of thing. That's history. And you think everything's honky-dory now.
Yeah.
But it will be. We've survived everything up until now. We'll survive this as well.
Yes, we will. And this too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Exactly.
Okay. So Grace, thank you very much for being my guest for today. In fact, I was mentioning to the other people like Pavel that, we've been together in our mastermind group, but this is the first time that we're really talking to each other one-on-one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we're sort of talking, the five of us, and one talks at a time, and we don't get much time one-on-one, do we?
Oh yeah. So
this has been great. Thanks for asking me, Penny. It's been lovely. And
thank you for spending time with me. I know it's your evening, and it's my close to sunset, as you can see, and it's really nice having you and talking to you in this conversation.
Thank you.
So you have a lovely evening.
Yes, you too. Lovely afternoon.
Yes, and maybe we'll see each other on Friday, maybe.
Yes, that's absolutely when we have our mastermind meeting, when we get our heads together.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Jenny.
I am grateful.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.